Hello, and thank you very much for clicking on this review of Radiant Tale. This is a little bit of a messier review than, I don't know, somebody more professional than me would make. I do prefer doing my reviews on stream live, so sometimes the editing makes things a little bit, because of its live nature, things get a little bit more crusty, but I promise it's actually pretty good. I think so anyway. There aren't any spoilers, or at least nothing that isn't in the trailer or mentioned like on the back of the box. I think I do a pretty good job of that this time. I hope you enjoy the review. I hope it convinces you to buy the game because I really like this game. I guess that's a spoiler. Uh-oh. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. So yes, this is Radiant Tale. This game took over my life. I'm very happy to talk about it today. It was released in English as an English localization in July of 2023. Radiant Tale is an adorable fantasy Otome visual novel. The story surrounds Tafalia, a young lady living a quiet life working at her aunt's tavern. Things are pretty simple for Tafalia, until one day, a dragon crash lands on top of Tafalia. This kind of unusual meet cute leads to Tafalia being introduced to Circus, a performance troupe that is planning to travel the nation to save the crown prince. Tafalia attends Circus's first performance, and it goes horribly. And then they're like, hey Tafalia, give us your honest opinion on the show. And so she critiques it, and one thing leads to another, and she is recruited as the producer for this traveling troupe. And the story unfolds from here. I had super high hopes going into this game, as the scenario writers for Radiant Tale are Arino Sachi and Kojima Nao, and both have worked on such wonderful Otome titles such as Call or Malice, Code Realize, and Cafe Enchante. Those that have completed Cafe Enchante could probably understand when I also say it filled me with fear. I was like, uh-oh. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the common route is really long in this game, but I think it's extremely well crafted. To the point where even though you're in the common route, the choices that you make in the common route are noticed. Like, the game then puts you into different scenes in each city, or helps guide you into getting into the right love interests route that you want to be in. It also helps because it makes every part of the common route feel unique. So it's not like you're doing the same story over and over and over again. It's the same story, but different plot points are different every time. It's like an alternative timeline instead of like exactly the same thing, whereas I feel like it's sometimes a weakness of visual novels. You get 5 chapters of common route and then 4 chapters with the love interest. You have wooed. You've successfully wooed. I guess I say wooed, but it's not really like that. It's just like you got enough points and now you're in the route. If you played an Otome visual novel, or just a visual novel in general, you may understand, or just video games in general, you know. But like I said, it doesn't feel like there is too much less individual route, as there's a lot of special moments in the common route. I also want to point out that this game has a canon route, or a route that the writers consider canon anyway, as Vilio's route is locked, and you must get the happy ending for the 4 other love interests first. This is Vilio. This guy's Vilio. Sometimes I feel annoyed by this decision, as the final locked route can be too plot heavy and not give me enough of the juicy romance that I'm looking for, but stay tuned how I feel about that. Wait, what is that floof? This is a floof. His name is Rady, and we'll talk about him later. So yeah, the art is beautiful. The art is by Usuba Kageru, I think that's his name. Their name? I'm not sure their gender actually. They also did the art for Variable Barricade, which has such beautiful art. I haven't talked about it on stream before, but man, I mean, this is just really nice art in general, and all the CGs are just beautiful, and I have no complaints about the art. Great art. 100% A star. S tier or something. I don't know. It's good. The music ranges from being really fun to kind of annoying, and it's not bad, but it's not the kind of BGM that you can listen to forever. It's trying to be the main event too many times, I thought, but I just turned it down and it was fine. Some of it's just like, it's too much though. It's like too many fiddles, too many happy violins. Stop, shush. It's not bad though. It's just too much at times. So now I can get into characters. I'm going to talk about Tifalia first. This is Tifalia. Oh, Tifalia. She starts out, she's the main character, obviously. She starts out as the reluctant participant in the journey and quest to save the Crown Prince, which I can't really expand too much on the Crown Prince stuff. That's like, it's pretty spoilery territory. You do get introduced to a lot of it in the beginning, like they're trying to make these special flower, like crystal energy mana flowers bloom to save the Crown Prince. But that's all I can say about it. However, in this journey to save the Crown Prince, Tifalia very quickly becomes an active, positive member of the circus team. She is super lovable. She's a really hard worker. She's really earnest. She adores her family and friends, and she may have some trauma. May have to play to find out. Also, Tifalia is a bit stubborn, but in a way that serves the plot story really well, like in each little story. In fact, she's incredibly proactive towards her own dreams and goals, and this just made the game feel so much better, I felt. She's definitely the best girl. Like, this is Tifalia. She's cute. This is her, like, little outfit that she wears. She's the ringleader of the circus. It's great. So next, I get to talk about Zephora. This is Zephora. Or Zephora, I don't know, however you want to say it. Zephora is an information broker who, for his own secret reasons, he has joined a circus as a clown, jester type person. He's good at juggling. He's good at juggling. Despite joining the troupe, he is definitely the kind of person who prefers working alone, and he often speaks very sharply to others. You can probably guess. But yes, he is the tsundere. Tsundere. This route is nice in the sense that a whole lot happens. It punches a rather wide, like, it just punches the plot open to this, like, part of Radiant Tale that was pretty interesting, while not getting too deep into the other aspects of Radiant Tale that are a lot, like, deeper and darker and denser. I also think it's nice that Zephora and Tifalia both grow a ton in their individual route, but they don't change who they are as people. It was just nice. My complaint about this route is that Zephora is too logical and hesitant, and that meant less fluffy cute stuff in his route, and it made me a bit sad. Honestly. I also found Zephora to be a little too relatable, maybe because he's too logical sometimes, but I still really liked him. It's a really nice way to introduce yourself to the world of Radiant Tale, I think. I played his route first. Yeah, next I get to talk about Pasalia. So in listening to the characters refer to Pasalia, they say Pasalia. Pasalia is what they say, but I don't know if it's actually Pascalia or if it is Pasalia. I don't know. It's not really important. This is the man. Now I get to talk about the most beautiful character objectively in the game, I feel like. Pasalia. I don't know how to say his name still. Anyway, what we know about him at the beginning is that Pascalia came to the city and he was asked to join the circus troupe because of his unique appearance, which the reason he is so blue is because he made a contract with a water spirit, and it has altered his appearance as a result. As such, Pasahalia should be able to easily manipulate water magic, but he is a bit hesitant to rely on it. Mr. P, that's that's a good one. That's a good alternative. I also agree that Zephora looks like a Night into Dreams character. You're right. One thing I really want you to know about this route is that Pasalia is voiced by Umehara Yuichiro, who has a very deep voice naturally. And hearing him speak in this very soft, flowy timbre, and it was so soft, it was so lovely and so endearing. As for the route, this route is really heartfelt, and it went in a very unexpected direction. Pretty hard to surprise me. I played like 30 Otome games, but it surprised me. Pascalia is absolutely an extremely soft, kind character. He's also super stubborn to his own detriment at times. The end of this route is super fun. I was cheering for Tifalia and Pascalia the whole time. It's just super sweet. It's super nice. It gets a little dark, but things are okay. Ultimately, I liked it a lot. it's good time. Yeah. Now, next I get to talk about Eon or Ion. Eon? Ion? Whatever. I might go back and forth in how I say it. So, Eon was a member of the public security forces, and he joined Circus more or less because he was told to. He was told to for his acrobatic and martial arts prowess. He has mega resting bitch face, and many people are terrified of him because of this. Because he just looks like this buff, angry looking man. But in reality, he is anything but angry. He is very soft-spoken, actually, and he's extremely kind and considerate to everyone in the troop, and he's very good at cooking. He is also very good at protecting everyone because, like, he's like a public security forces man. He's very strong and martial. His voice is also very, I don't know, it's just good. It was like, it's deep, but it's different than the soft deep of Pascalia. It's like really nice, the difference between the two. This route is probably the angstiest route in this game, and sometimes I don't like angsty routes because it's like, oh my god, why are you so angsty? Just, it doesn't matter. You're fine now. But this was justified angst. I was convinced, very convinced during the character turmoil. It honestly melted my heart into a big puddle. Eon's story is genuinely very dark, but the story is very well paced, and you as the reader are given a lot of wholesome, adorable scenes to combat the darker themes. I really liked this route. It went darker than I thought it would, and I was worried it would not be great, but in the end, it really paid off. Eon's great. He truly melted my heart. I don't usually go for buff guys. They're not usually my favorite character. I'm usually like, about them at the end, but Eon really got me. I was like, damn, this man is amazing. By the end of it. And now, I get to talk about Fluffball. So, Fluffball is a character, a love interest in the game. His name is Rady. He actually can turn into a human form. So yeah, I didn't show this at first, but yeah, Rady has two forms. He has his human-y form and his fluffy carbuncle-y form. This is not a spoiler. It's revealed in one of the first scenes of the game and is literally shown in the trailers for the game. So I just didn't reveal it at first. So Rady is recruited to Circus at the same time as Tafalia is, as a mascot character for the troop. He comes along because he has lived with Tafalia for as long as he can remember. Or as long as Tafalia can remember, sorry. He has supported her, and they're essentially like a found family. He decides to join as they both think it will help Tafalia with the transition into like a totally different life. And Rady himself is supportive but sassy and is a fun character in every route. Like, yeah, he's very confident, he's very sassy, he always acts like he knows what he's doing, that type of character. Talking about Rady's route. Rady's individual route is full of surprises, and there is not a ton I can say because his route moves into like mega spoiler territory, it feels like. So what I can say, I wasn't sure how this story was really going to pan out. I felt hesitant when I realized that it was going to be a family to lover situation. Cause like found family, I love found family, and I know they're not actually related, but I often find that the trope doesn't work. I usually like it when they just stay found family. But this is actually a pretty refreshing take on it, on the I guess family to lovers, like found family to lovers type of thing. It's not family. I don't know. It's hard to describe. They're not related, so it's okay. I guess. I don't know. I just don't want to I don't want to reveal too much. It's actually very complicated. I think you should experience it for yourself because I actually think that you will end up liking it too. Rady's story was pretty surprising to me, but from the sense that actually one of my longtime D&D characters, a D&D character I played for a long time, would have been able to relate stronger to Rady than I could, and I thought that was very weird that happened. I just had a very strange connection, a very like, whoa, connection to Rady, and I ended up really liking him. Also, the voice actor is Okamoto Nobuhiko, and there's something about his extremely skilled voice acting that just makes me like a character no matter what. Like he's able to do like really cutesy like mascot characters, and then he can do like a very like masculine or like his like laughs, his hyper squeaky laughs, they're so fun. It's like if you want to be a voice actor, I feel like that's goals. Like he's just so good at it. I want a plushie of the floof. Me too. The carbuncle leaf floof is so cute. Finally, we have Vilio, who was the dragon at the start that set Tifalia down her new path in the first place. Vilio is from the Island of Dragons, and only dragons are allowed to go on the Island of Dragons, but he left that island to explore the world, and he has been recruited into the circus troupe to help save the Crown Prince, because dragons are very rare, and who wouldn't want to go see a dragon? Vilio is energetic and a little goofy at times because he really doesn't understand many aspects of human life. He was a wonderful supporting character the entire time in like any other route, but Vilio's route really felt like his route. Like, this is what the entire game was leading to. He actually doesn't have like the common route. It's just like the entire, like, once you unlock his route, because you have to do the four other love interest routes I talked about before. Once you unlock his route, it feels like this is just for him. Like, the entire route is just for him. It's not a common route. It's just Vilio the whole way through. And it does recap the plot a little bit, like all the other plot points that you went through in the other routes, but it doesn't drag the plot down. It goes through them pretty quickly, and I think that was good, that it didn't drag the plot down. Obviously, I just can't say a lot about what actually happens in it, as it's like obviously spoilers, but I really want to say that it felt really good. It felt so wonderful to play, and by the end of Vilio's route, I was thinking, this is why I play Otome games. This is what I want. It was just like, it felt a little magical. It felt like all the right heartstrings are being pulled. It was just so good. Also, Vilio is voiced by Uchida Yuma. So if you, as I know a lot of people are, in love with a certain red-haired cat from Final Fantasy XIV, I highly recommend this route. You're not going to be disappointed. I was actually surprised by the similarities between Vilio and that certain cat I just referenced, but I was not complaining. It was really good. It's just a really good time. For all of not all of 2022, but for most of 2022, and even up until I played Radiant Tail, I was like, I like Otome games, but all these games are just okay. Like, I'm not really loving any of these, but Vilio's route in Radiant Tail reminded me of why I love these kinds of stories, why I love playing these romance Otome visual novels. Like, oh, it was just so good. Just so good! So I also want to talk about the extra characters in this game. Like the side characters. Oh, they're all so good. All of the side characters are just so good and well fleshed out. They're their own beings within Radiant Tail. These are just 3 of them. There's more, but these are just the 3 I picked. I had to show my favorites. So Genia, the one in the middle, he is the ringleader of Circus, and he's a great cheerleader and motivator for Tifalia in many routes. I love him. He's also just like, I just want to hang out and drink wine. I don't want to do work. And I'm like, yeah, mood. I just like him a lot. Leon is just a very good boy with a playboy facade. I love that for him. And Aleste is just a cute glasses character who's very obsessed with the well-being of the prince. I don't know. Yeah, I just really wanted to show them off because I like them too. They're really great. And I heard that these 2 characters get their own special, like, extra routes in the sequel to Radiant Tail, which isn't out, and it doesn't have an English release yet, but I'm hoping it will. After that, I just have my final thoughts, I guess. I didn't write anything for my final thoughts. I don't have any bullet points to talk about, but I feel like in everything I discussed, you can tell that I liked the game. I did. I really liked this game. This is a very lush, vibrant, and well thought out fantasy world. I understood all the plot points. They didn't pull anything out of their butt. Just for plot convenience's sake, everything felt like this is how it was meant to be. Like, they consulted the world building while they were making each route. It was just really nice. I really liked it. Everything is really interconnected, and also all these characters genuinely like each other. Like, they become a found family by the end of the game, by the end of every route, and I just love that. Like, if a game has that at the end of it, I'm probably gonna love it. So as far as my ranking for the guys, I will rank them. It's a little hard because I genuinely like all of them. I think they're all great, actually. But my ranking based on, like, I have to do the 2 combo, like me just liking them, but also with the route to keep the route in mind. And I think my least favorite route was of Sapphora's. I love him, but it's just not the best. Then Pascalia's. I liked Pascalia, but it didn't hit as hard as the other 3 that I need to talk about. Third is actually Rades, because even though it hit, I really liked it, and I could connect with it in a weird way. I just thought that these 2 were just so good, and I actually think my number 1 is Eons. I think it's because it just kind of like took me aside, like, wait, I can really like a route with a super buff guy too. Like, usually their routes are just not my thing, but they took it in a really different direction than I thought they would. It was just really heartfelt. I could really feel it. I mean, Vilios is like, obviously, like, it's like the route. Like, it could be number 1, but I'm gonna give the number 1 to Eon. He really surprised me. It was really good. It was dark in a way that didn't feel terrible. Like, it didn't feel like I was being drained of my soul type of dark, because that happens sometimes in Otome games. I don't know if you've ever experienced that. So yeah, that's Radiant Tale. I think that it's really a great game. I actually would genuinely recommend, if you've never played an Otome visual novel and you want to, Radiant Tale is a great place to start. I don't think you're going to be sad. This game is accessible for like younger teenagers too. Like, I would say like 14 on, like, maybe can play. Obviously your parents should, like, you know, okay the game or whatever, but there's nothing in it that's going to be like inappropriate for like a teenager to play too. It's just great. It was just really good. I was just amazed that it was so wonderful by the end of it. I was so worried that it wouldn't be. honestly. But no, it was wonderful. It was great. And I'm really excited to, you know, hopefully play the fan disc or sequel. We call them fan discs in the Otome visual novel world, but essentially it's a sequel. Yeah, I'm really excited to hopefully play that sometime in the future. And I have so many games that I'm currently deciding which one I want to play next. This 2023 has truly been the year of Otome visual novel localizations coming to the US and abroad, of course, in Europe and, you know, everywhere else, and anywhere that wants the English speaking copy. You know. Wow, you made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe and hit the like button. I think that helps out a lot. I do play Otome visual novels all the time. I'm currently playing Virsh Evermore, but I also started up like 3 other visual novels, such as Even If Tempest fan disc, because I played the first one last year, Jack Jeon, and Charade Maniacs. So I think I'm going to stick with Virsh Evermore. There's something about it that's calling to me. Maybe I just really want the dark Otome visual novel right now. As said previously as well, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning, night, wherever you are. Thank you. Thank you very much.